HHS's had some oversight in terms of the security arrangements, fencing, that sort of thing.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna go up there. It's on the campus of City Polytechnic, Marcy, which is just north of Utica, just north of the Melbourne. Very close to So, they've done a lot of work, they're working all winter long. They got
shield and stuff.
Mac
Yeah, 'cause I
foundations,
can
with
breathe
its
now.
expansive shale.
This thing
So the
goes
weight of the
around my mouth
concrete
and
keeps
nose.
the shale from expanding
Yeah,
and
just
pushing
over
up.
here.
And now they're going vertical, we got precast pieces.
I'll tell you
coming in,
something,
they're-
I
they're
don't
being
know if they made
fabricated
it
out.
official.
It was little in Massachusetts, and steel is coming, so it's a good time to go and see. We're still not quite
You
finished
know
with the
that if
design.
we don't act in 60 days, they get the.
But it's a
okay.
design build company. It's my contract.
It's been more than 60 days, so I don't know if that,
Well,
Nice project.
because of,
you were paused.
What a special
State
day.
shut down. I think that's-
You know, basically, it's a big box
There's a
that
clock
pipes a lot
starting.
of poisonous gases and chemicals through it. And you have to do that in a safe way.
Yeah, we're-
Then you
we knew
gotta
Alan.
scrub it all before you turn it into the atmosphere. Or turn it into,
Anyway.
where was the last time you were here?
March 11th.
They're very, very careful about how they treat their stuff. And
Alan Shine is not leaving this
it's
house.
mostly
March
about,
11th,
you know,
yeah.
don't blow anything
He
up.
sent an email that him and his wife are not
I
coming
mean,
out.
they use
They
stuff, you
get-
ever hear of
and,
a chemical called silane?
I'm like, how long they gonna stay?
Silane is a gas. If it gets exposed to air at room temperature, it explodes.
You guys ready to start?
Yes.
That's it, only him.
Okay.
Mrs.
I guess we should rise for the pledge, right?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're not gonna go over the minutes or anything, because this isn't a regular meeting, it's just a workshop, and we're having a special meeting for the public hearings. So, you would like to go first and just give us a quick run-through on what you're doing, and
Good evening, Adam Serba. We have a property on Winnie Road, and it's about 8 acres, and we're subdividing it into 2 properties. One that's, well, let me bring my glasses. A little over 5 acres, and the other's a little under 3 acres. They'll both be accessed directly from Winnie Road. We've had soil engineers out there to do perk tests and determine that the site could support 2 septic systems in the locations that we've shown, and that's the project.
Terry, did we receive any correspondence? Nothing, right?
We're still waiting on the DEP approval and a stamp survey.
Okay.
That's the only thing that we're waiting on.
Okay, do you have those things?
I do not. I can get the stamp survey when we were approved. And well, the question about the DEP approval is that we are just having the sites now, and we've shown that they can support the septic system, but we don't have them designed yet for DEP approval. Is there a way for maybe a conditional approval or something like that?
You can't really override that.
Right. So I have to have the
Actually, you have to
DEP.
bring those to us. and
Right.
We give the approval,
Okay.
based on what we see that they say.
Okay. So that's all we're waiting for, that with this stamp survey.
Yes.
Do we have another meeting for that? Can we bring it in?
Oh, you have to have a meeting because you have to vote on it.
Was this scheduled to have the public hearing tonight?
Public hearings tonight. for this.
Okay, we have nobody here in concern of that, so there are no shows.
Well, they weren't invited, but we did notify them.
They were told to write in.
Oh, they were told to write in?
Yeah, we told them any emails or any letters to be addressed at least 10 days before this evening, so we can address it to you guys, to the board, and we got no response from nobody.
Okay,
All right.
so that's a
I
clean
figured that was
slate.
the best and easiest way that I could do it.
Yes,
Yes,
that
it
was
was.
very good way to do it. So there's no opposition, so we can actually say pending,
Yeah, I mean, it
Requirements.
perked okay, and then they're not gonna get a building permit without.
Exactly, correct.
get those papers and come back and we'll just have a regular meeting and approve it.
Okay.
I would say Cliff is...
Yeah, no, I think that's fine.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want to, do you send the next person up?
I sure will.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, that's the best way to handle it. He has no
We
opposition.
don't need another.
That was a very good way of handling it. Nice job.
So Cliff,
Yes.
I was told that it was a meeting, so I put it that live.
No, you should record it, that's good.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
It's a spe-
That's
it's
a
a
public
it's a
hearing.
special meeting,
Okay.
just for these public hearings. It's not a regular meeting, is what I meant. So we're not gonna do the minutes in our regular meeting. We'll do that at our regular meeting. This is just because these people have been waiting so long. I mean,
So Carrie, the next one, Singer or McGrath?
We have Singer
Singer.
for the subdivision on Creekside Drive. And all the paperwork and everything is in for that. And that's represented by Don Rower.
Oh,
He's
that's
here, I saw him
a-
outside, he's probably coming up.
And he has documentation from Singer from the DEP and Ulster County Health Department.
Yeah, I just didn't put it in everybody's file, but it is in their file.
So you've got approvals.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're next.
That's beer,
Singer is the
That's
next
different.
one. Singer
He's
is-
masked, but he looks familiar somehow.
That's what that was. That was
Good to
very
see
weird.
everybody again.
Adam took those very well.
Okay. Everybody got a copy of that? Yeah, actually, you know.
I remember that building, yeah.
Everybody need a copy?
I think this was the
That's what it. Let me have one night. By the time I find it,
Yeah,
I probably have it in here and I'm holding everything up.
I'll take one too, then.
Thank you. Well, we discussed this way back when. Paul and Andrea are sell off that 2.526 acres to their uncle. He plans to build a house there, small house. He's got septic approved, he's got the well already in. He's all set to go. I have letters here from the engineer. They should, did you get a copy of that?
Yeah, I met him in the parking lot. He gave us a copy.
So, I'm sure if you've ridden down that road, you've seen, he's got a garden out there right now and stuff. Keep
Very
it
nice.
Yeah,
It's fenced in.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's right across from that house that was on fire years ago, they rebuilt it, the one
I
that's on
believe
fire.
so.
So they have everything there?
Yeah, they're all set. Besides the planning board approval.
I remember this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, were we set up for a public hearing?
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. Oh, I just realized we forgot to close the last one and then open yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, there's been no response from anyone, so.
Yeah.
yeah, this is a controversial thing
So
here.
we're not complaining.
Nobody's complaining.
I don't see anything wrong with
This is pretty simple.
So,
Oh,
can I make a motion?
Yeah, move we close Bear Winnie, open Singer, close Singer. You do that?
Mhm.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept the application as presented.
We're gonna vote at this meeting?
It's a meeting.
All right. I'll second.
Do a roll call vote, Terry.
Let me see your last name. Clifford Lupo, Art Christie,
Yes.
Alan,
Is that you?
John,
John?
Here.
Joanne?
Yes.
Yes.
and Sam.
Yes.
I'll meet you tomorrow, I just go, maybe.
Just bring that file. I'll meet up and sign it.
It's like 100 degrees under this mask.
Yeah, it was not funny.
You can't wear sunglasses or.
No.
I know, I got to put them all the way down here. So they don't fog up.
You on that one? Am I on the list?
Not better than other parts.
For McGrath, am I on?
Yep, you're next from McGrath.
Yep.
That's why we did it, we did it.
We're opening the public hearing for McGrath.
Mary, do we have any correspondence?
No, I did everybody like a month ago because I thought it was gonna be for January, and we haven't heard anything from anybody.
Good.
They're all worried. They're all worried about this.
I'm sorry?
They're all worried about this.
No. I think other things are more worried.
Everybody's
Yeah.
a neighbor trying to help somebody now, help each other. I think,
Most recent.
this is slightly different, and I'll tell you
Yeah,
why.
this is between McGrath and his son.
The one I had before you, before had an easement for the septic. They decided that they want
Carved
to
it out.
actually own that, so.
That's better.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
gonna have, that little section is gonna be a right of way to Jimmy.
Oh, this here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So now lot one has the easement to go across.
You give me one, or you can share?
I can see that.
Yeah. You can have a little easement on that little section there. Right here where the road is, it's
I remember talking about
right away to
right away. I just have to be easement and.
Yes, I remember it was on the other side of the easement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd rather own the septic than,
Better for us.
Made me uncomfortable. This is better, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, I do too, it's more definite.
Now it's just an access right away, which is.
And they have town water from Phoenicia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Legal property.
They have septic, Rex Sanford did the septic work, and it's all approved by the health department.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the 16-foot right of way. And they had the home builder, or it's gonna be a modular. The guy says that he can get it up there, so that'd be interesting. But he feels as though the road is wide enough and good enough that he can do that, so. And we checked with the fire department and that, and we don't have anything against the road driveway.
Okay, all right. Good.
Any questions?
It's gonna be
Another
logical.
simple one. Yeah, this is going to Adam McGrath. This,
So
3 acres.
I move we close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I can
Yeah.
just give you a call and.
Yeah, want to vote on this now? Want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept it as presented.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Can I just say your first name?
You can say my first name.
Oh, what?
You can say my first name.
Okay. Cliff?
Yes.
Art, Christie?
Yes.
Alan?
Not here.
What are you doing? Sorry. John Horn?
Here.
Joanne Kell?
Yes.
And Sam Scott.
Aye.
Aye. Yes, I'm here. He's all tired.
Is that it for you, Don?
Well, I've got one to give you. I mean, you can't do anything tonight, but unless you won't want to, but it's for her.
Oh, it's not a workshop, so.
Yeah, just I've got his maps ready for the sign work. If you want to go up and take a look at the property for the next
Who
one.
is it?
Pardon?
Who?
Art's property up on Silver Hollow Road.
Oh, okay.
Just a simple boundary line adjustment between his two properties.
When's our next person coming in?
7:45.
Sorry, guys.
Well, we did 15 minutes for everybody.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't sure how things were gonna go, so we figured we'd start at 7 and do 15 minutes.
Oh, all right.
So do you want to look at
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, since we have.
Since we're all here.
I should go down and sit there. I have the image.
I don't know if I can do that.
But the Alpine Inn supposed to come back?
I think we're 7:45. It's them and then,
They're open, huh? They got their signs up and everything.
well, that's for the additional stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll think of it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Art had 2 lots up there. When he built the garage, I believe he was looking at one of my control points and not the property corner. So we want to fix that problem now.
This is near you, John, isn't it?
John's right across the street.
Across the way. It's over here.
So, yeah, we'd like to move that property line over so that the garage is on the right property.
This is the line you're moving?
All right, the dashed line is the one that existed.
Exists, they want to move
Delete
it.
that one, and it's labeled there. And the new one is labeled new property line.
Okay.
So these exist as 2 lots now, and you're just moving the,
Right.
okay, and each lot will have a house and a garage, house and a garage.
They do now. These are all existing.
Right.
removing a line between two small lots.
And they're both very close in size at the end of it.
Right.
I'm very familiar with the properties. I also live around there.
There's a better one I gave you before because that's another trip.
Howie, any concerns from your perspective?
I haven't even seen it, so I didn't think it was gonna happen tonight, so I don't.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it.
That one here. That was gonna take a while. By the way,
I seem to have many copies of this map. I don't know why.
Is that the Alpine Inn? Can we turn towards me, John?
It's Red Enterprises.
That's the Alpine Inn, yeah. I have many copies of that also.
Oh.
Yeah, they're next, they're coming at
Wait,
7:45.
you're making the other lot here smaller?
I'm sorry?
You're making this other lot smaller because you're giving it to this lot?
Yeah. They're both
Well,
almost
they're
the
both-
same, they're almost exactly the same.
Yeah, they're two non-conforming lots, but
What happened is there was an offset post from the survey, so when we did it the first time, we made that line, it was an offset and it wasn't the boundary. It was, the boundary was over a couple of feet, 10 feet.
Yeah.
Is there an issue about not being able to make a lot less conforming?
There is. That's what I was just, bring it up. I was bringing that up.
But,
You're not supposed to make it smaller unless you're gonna make this whole thing one lot.
I'm sorry?
You're not supposed to make even a non-conforming lot smaller than it is.
Well, all the lots along this whole street are the same size as the smaller ones. You know, and this line right here, Joanne, is the middle of two pieces that I own, and John owns the piece across the street,
Right.
so all the neighbors are here.
But you can't make this lot one lot?
Well, then I'd have two houses.
Oh, then there's two houses on
Have two houses and two garages
it.
on one lot, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and we can't do that either. Well, we're not supposed to do that.
I think the last time we encountered this, it was something similar where there was like a driveway or a road or something had been built across a line and we moved it, but it made one non-conforming lot bigger, but it made the other one smaller, so
Smaller.
we kind of considered it a wash.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but
That's normally the way it's been done in the past. This equalizes both lots.
Mhm. No. I don't see anything wrong with
Yeah,
making
it's-
the lot line adjustment, it was just the fact that the lot is smaller now. What we did, was that pretty fluffy?
It wasn't Zawinski, was it?
Zelensky?
Was that thing around with the bridge and everything?
Oh, that one
Remember?
up there,
Wasn't
Chadwick?
that a similar, it was some route to the right away, but it was like a smaller lot, generally smaller.
Something similar off of William Valley Road up there in that subdivision, I can't remember the name though.
I thought it was Buffy Kive, because she had that one piece of property with like 4 houses on it.
No, it was
She
not with
wanted
me
to-
anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, she wanted to divide it all up and we couldn't do
Oh,
it.
that was our mother's.
Yeah. No.
Better than having a garage on the wrong property.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It was that builder. He wasn't, you know. It was the builder's fault.
Yeah.
Well, we'll look at it at the meeting.
Yeah.
All
Any other
right.
questions?
We don't have any other questions.
I did a study a few years ago, I don't have it with me, but the vast majority of the lots in Shandaken are
Undersized.
under
Undersized.
1.5 acres.
I know.
So almost every lot is substantial.
Right.
If it was like a, you know, we were looking at taking a 1.5 acre lot and then chopping off of a 0.7 acre lot, that would be different, but they're both non-conforming, so one gets better, one gets worse.
Yeah, well, you can't move a line without, one gets bigger and one
Right.
gets smaller.
But we wouldn't eat, like if we had an acceptable one, we wouldn't eat into a small one then, but these are two unacceptable
You
ones.
want me to come back next month?
Yeah, yeah, please.
All right, I'll have a couple more next month too. Thank you very much.
If there's anybody down there, send them up.
Okay. You want to hold on to that, John?
No. Don't need all this paper. Too hot to handle all this paper.
I would say it's too hot for the fathers.
Yeah.
I'll keep.
Tell them no, if you leave Purell in the car, it could explode from the heat. And
I will say the bottles I have in the car.
And the bottle is all
They're
brown.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you pop it open and it sprays out.
I took it out. And oh,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Don.
You say it's mostly airborne anyway, not the surfaces. Unless you're like really.
Take care.
Well, I like it for when I pump gas. So
That's when, yeah, I mean, I still use it, but,
I did that even before the virus. I didn't like touching the,
yeah, everyone else is touching.
yeah, the native people before you pump the gas. What time? My watch is
Not
slow.
7:45, 7:30.
Yeah, me too, Joanne.
It's too hot, I can't breathe.
It actually don't bother me that much.
You'll get used to it.
You're used to it because you work
There's no sympathy for me.
you work on construction, you
Yeah.
got the bath on all the time. You have to get the one with the,
Somebody invented one that you could
Here's a
screw,
tricky one.
like,
pop it
Yeah,
open,
with a
and you
hole
can
in
put they have one that, it pops open, there's a hole, and you can drink a beer through it.
really?
They've all become very creative.
I was kayaking over the weekend, I saw some guy, he had a cotton bandana tied over his mouth.
Yeah,
I said, every time he flips, he's waterboarding himself.
yeah.
You roll up and you got this coughing and spitting.
Today on the news, there's a company that makes your mask with what your face looks like. So when you pull it up, you still see the person.
Still look like you?
You guys all staring at people to see if you recognize them?
When I came in here to vote last night, one of the ladies, she was in the Republican Club years ago, I forgot her name, she was working. You look wonderful. I said, how could you tell? I got this stupid mask on my face.
And I looked at myself in the mirror with the mask on, I thought I looked better with the mask on. From the nose up, I guess I'm pretty handsome.
Yeah, you're only 70 from the nose up.
Takes years off.
Take years off, you're only 70. So we went and had brunch at the Shandaken Inn for Father's Day.
Oh, they're open again?
Yeah, they're open, and we had, well, it was outdoors.
Nice.
But it was
How was it?
good, but you know, they're quite pricey.
Yes.
You know, I was like, $292 for the 6 of us for breakfast. But we were drinking. We were drinking,
Oh, well, there you go.
you know,
How many
mimosas.
mimosas?
Mimosas.
Don't count that.
You know, that kind of stuff, so. It was nice though.
You sat out on the terrace?
Recorded, Joanne.
It's nice under
But
there.
it's just being, she's telling everyone, no, I told the whole world.
But it was delicious, is the important
But it was delicious.
That's
It
the
was wonderful.
takeaway.
And everybody was so happy, we were 6 people. We haven't seen each other since February, the 6 of us.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it was.
I saw some people I haven't seen in a long time.
I see the fee schedule is on the agenda.
I just saw 2 people drive up in one car. Are we allowing more than one person to come for application?
I mean,
Those guys from the urban
as long as I stay
council,
over there.
they're like a bunch of
Thank you,
guys.
Howie.
The gentleman from the Alpine, the 2 owners wanted to come. I told them that we were only like one person per
I
hour.
think they've been like like together.
Yeah, but
We're not looking at the fee schedule tonight, John.
Good.
That's what I said.
I have a lot of stuff that I did, but it's gotta be 2 or 3 years ago, so.
yeah, that's.
I know you, yeah, I know you
Are
do.
you talking
There's
about
so
the
much
fee
lately.
schedule stuff?
Fee schedule.
The town
Dan, you
could
brought that up
charge-
at my first meeting.
The town would be
Oh,
making so
when was
much
that?
money on
8
these
years
fees.
ago.
They've been trying since December.
Well, all the data is
That was
out.
Maybe
7
you
years
can-
ago.
You can answer my question. I presented to you, the board, planning board votes on it. Do I have to present it to the zoning board and they vote on it as well, and then it goes to the town board? Is that how that
The
works?
fee schedule?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a zoning is on there, is
I
there?
think zoning has a.
There is?
I forget it.
But that's what I'm saying, do I have
I
to do
think
this?
there's a fee schedule
Here.
for the zoning too.
'Cause that I'm still, like, I can't, the clerk, Joyce is telling me one thing and then I don't know what I'm supposed to do on that. I know I presented it, Rob said, oh, yeah, it's a good idea, but I don't know what do we have to do next?
I don't think it has anything to do with the zone.
It's got
I think
variance,
it's just us in the
Huh?
town.
it's got variances on.
It's got variance? How can I see that? Oh, use variance.
So I don't think they have to do with this process though.
No,
I think it'd just be if you wanted their input on the fees.
yeah,
But not, I don't think they vote on it.
and it's actually the town board.
Oh, so you guys don't have to vote on it and say, yes, it's okay, and then I present
We say it's
it?
okay to send it to the town board.
Okay, so is it okay? So I mean, we could be making, you don't know how many researches, and just on the research.
I know, there's a lot to it.
An extra copy of that fee schedule?
You think this- I remember this, I thought we talked about it.
Yeah,
It seemed reasonable.
I mean, I can do.
Hello.
I-
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. You guys have all of this already, but we printed off another full-size copy of the site plan for the outlining. And please let me know if you don't understand me. I know it sometimes is a little muffled through the mask.
So this is the public hearing for the Alpine Inn expansion.
It's the cottage and tent addition.
This is phase 2?
Correct.
Okay.
I have 5 or 6 of these sheets that all look alike to me. Are they all alike?
And you can't read any of them.
Well, that's what this guy is.
Well, what was the answer to my question? Are these all the same? Or is it-
That was basically each packet that was paper clipped together, so one packet went into each different folder, so there might be multiples. We just took each different packet that was given to us and put one in each folder, so if you have multiples, sorry.
I thought maybe I had the one that's meant for everybody else. Oh, well. I'll go to sleep tonight.
Okay.
Just want to give us a quick rundown.
Yeah, so I know we were here a few months ago. It was our second time in front of the board going through the expansion of the facilities at 37 Alpine Road in Livonia, New York. The former Alpine Inn, now our Urban Cowboy Lodge. We completed the first phase, renovating the existing 28 units, as well as the interior spaces, and are currently open to the public. Well, we opened in the spring, closed, and now we're open again in a very limited fashion, just sort of on Fridays and Saturdays for 2-night stays, minimum 2-night stays. Our long-term plan was always to expand on the site, and we've been working with B&L Engineering as well as a land use consultant who is unavailable tonight, unfortunately. That was the package that we workshopped once with the board, came back a second time, addressed your questions, and then presented the second package, which you are having now, which I believe was
we had approval to share it with the public. And at that point, I shared it with the public, and we're here today. Just as a recap, we're looking at seasonal tent sites, 12 of them, as well as 18 cabins along the area closest to where the existing lodges are. It's a 70-acre site, but we're doing most of the work within the 5 acres that is lower part of the land. Do you want me to go through the whole package again, or?
I know we went through it. I don't know if anyone has any additional questions.
No.
I looked through my notes. I mean, we went through it pretty exhaustively.
Right.
For me personally, I don't want to speak for the other members.
Excuse me.
No, they had the fire department there. The tents are temporary structures.
Correct.
The rest of it, the same as the Alpine Inn, that will stay the same, it was just renovated.
Out with the parking.
The parking increased to 60 to 70 spaces.
Correct.
Oh, did you take care of that spa and pool modernization?
So the pool will need to be modernized under a separate engineering review, and that is part of our plan, but we're not doing it for this summer. We'll do it for next summer.
I have no other questions.
Did we get any correspondence about this?
Nope.
No, nobody,
Nobody? Okay. Nobody has any questions? Move to close the public hearing? All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Are you guys good to vote on this? Do we need,
You ready for that?
are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
Need a motion? Need a motion to accept
To accept as presented.
as presented?
Yes.
I will second that.
Okay.
I would choke to death under this mask.
Vote.
After you vote.
Yes.
Art, Christie,
Yes.
Alan Schneider,
I
you're
do.
gonna do it. John Horn,
Yeah,
Joanne Count,
Yes,
and Sam Spano.
Aye.
there you go,
There you
congratulations.
go.
Great, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
You don't want this, right? Just one paper.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
It stinks to
All
refer
right.
to these things.
Are they coming?
You guys haven't been yet, we have a restaurant called Roberta's that's doing an outdoor pizza oven. It's some of my favorite pizza I've ever eaten. And on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, from 1 to 8, we do pizzas outside. Everyone has kind of like the picnic tables outside, open air kind of thing. The pizza's unbelievable.
What's it called, Roberta's?
Roberta's, yeah, and on Saturday, they're doing an asado grill kind of thing, so people can come up and grab it to go, or if you feel comfortable, you can have a cocktail and, sit on the lawn, and so if you guys are hungry at all, come by this weekend, or any of the weekends, they're gonna be there all the way through
Okay.
July.
Show your signs, the signs are nice.
Thank you,
Yeah, I like it.
thanks so much. Yeah, and everyone's been kind of loving the pizza and open air, and, we're lucky to have so much.
1 to 7, you said?
1 to 8.
1 to 8.
Okay,
Is
good.
there anyone downstairs, please send them up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Good luck, guys.
Good
Great
luck.
seeing you, thank you.
We're advertising all the places. It's good, the town knows these places are open.
Yeah, no, it's good people are starting to go out,
Yeah,
and all those people that work there certainly need it.
that's for sure. That's for sure.
So the last one is
The Copper
Copperwood.
Road.
look at the plans?
Yeah, please.
Cliff, do you keep that, or does that stay with their file?
It should stay with their file. It should stay with their file.
Okay, I just didn't know if you needed to see that, or...
No, I'm gonna pass it around, actually. Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, I forgot it was Road Bridge. I couldn't remember the name. Thank you.
This is that one agency thing.
You want one, Cliff?
I'll.
This is another whole section of the renovation of the existing carport.
Those are building plans.
Yeah, they're adding an elevator, and we need an extension for that in addition, and they're adding a supply tank for a sprinkler system, so that requires a little more space. And then they're intending to move all the rooms away from Route 28, so they're not giving the road noise.
So are they putting them in the back of the building?
Moving towards the back, yes. So this is the renovation for the existing.
See this?
Now,
Ensuring that the works are not visible any
they were advised to go to the ZBA so they could get a variance on the parking.
Yes.
So that they haven't done that because the meetings have not happened.
Right. Did you speak to somebody?
I reached out to them several times, both of us didn't get an answer.
Okay, so we don't actually know if they're coming or not coming.
No,
today.
they know about tonight,
Okay.
but I didn't get an answer back about if they're just
Sure.
gonna wait to go for the zoning, or...
I think that's what their plan was. I bumped into him in town the day before yesterday, and I said, will I see you at the next meeting? He said, I think we have to get the ZBA taken care of first.
Ah,
We'll give them a few minutes. What time do we have them scheduled for?
8 o'clock.
oh my God.
Well, we did it. This was your...
I get the blame, that's fair. It was my idea.
I'll give you that one.
That's the lead agency, doesn't it?
We could have put a couple more on tonight, but we said no. Don't get choices.
You can't breathe now, you got the cavity out. The lack of oxygen.
I kind of like the whole mess. People talk to me less.
Don't be antisocial.
Socially distant, Joe. It's not antisocial.
Oh, I don't really see anybody.
Do we need to have a representative here? Because they really,
Well, we don't want to open a public hearing if there's nothing before the ZBA.
Yeah.
Is that at 5 o'clock? Scheduling is not opening.
because I suggested at the last meeting that the renovations to the existing Copper Hood doesn't need special use permit, because they're just modifying the existing building. So if they came to me for just that, for a building permit, I think I should be able to give them a building permit for that, because they're taking down the wall between the parking lot and 28, but that would be part of this, the second plan. But the first set of plans from Dutton Associates is the renovation to the existing hotel lodge.
Is that what I have here?
restaurant.
This,
Yes, Scott Dutton is the architect. So the way I see it, they don't really need a special use permit to do that. It's the site plan and the changes to the parking lot and the addition of the cabins and, things like that. So they could take the chance of, starting the renovations to the existing restaurant.
are they adding rooms in the renovation? Or they were removing rooms, weren't they?
I think they were
They were
going to reduce the size of some. I think there's some rooms that were set up like suites and they were going to change.
Yeah, that's what I recall. They want the single occupancy because this is a business destination.
Is there any change to the footprint or anything?
Only the addition, I haven't.
In what you're discussing?
Yeah, they're putting an elevator in, and I think they need some room for that. And then for the sprinkler system, they're going to put in
Oh, I see.
a small addition for a storage tank.
So this thing, this little box here is the change to the footprint?
Yes. So the first two sheets are the existing. First three sheets, it's three-story. And then A105 is the proposal. So you can see that they moved all the rooms.
So this is the back of the room?
Where all the rooms are
Rooms are,
proposed,
yeah.
that's the back side.
Okay.
The other side is the Route 28 side.
Okay.
So that's not changing the footprint at all.
So they haven't done any of this yet.
No.
I mean, if they're working within an existing footprint, it's an existing continuation, I don't see that they need us for that part.
Okay, I see.
I mean, the only change is that elevator and the sprinkler, which is just basically bringing it up to code compliance for you.
I think the reason for the occupancy change is they want to open the restaurant up to the public. But they can't do that unless they get a variance on the parking situation.
Right.
Wasn't there something complicated in what they were gonna do with the island?
Well, yeah, they were,
Yes, but that's not part of the renovation.
no,
That's part of the
It was the
proposed.
island, it was the,
they were gonna have access over the bridge.
yeah, they were gonna have like office spaces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seasonal-
Office spaces.
That
Seasonal
had nothing to do with
cabins.
this, it's separate.
Yeah, you always just wonder if you can give them, give them a permit for
Yeah.
the work inside the existing.
It says here, dining open to the public, wall must come down in the front, according to the DOT. They want it down that wall. I think they needed, what, how many?
They're increasing it to 57. is what my notes
57,
say.
right, yeah, from
But it
15,
feels like they do.
from 15 to 57. And they need 88, and the restaurant, they reducing it from 88?
I have 73
To
seats in the
73,
restaurant
yeah.
and 30 rooms with 30 beds.
Right. Well,
It's 10 of.
Say, Sam, what's with the STR committee? If they,
We wrapped up back in March, just before everything shut down, and submitted an exit report with our recommendations to Rob. I think that's where it sits now.
are we not gonna see that?
Hmm?
Are we gonna see that?
I think we were asked by Rob to do it, so we delivered it to Rob. I think he's got to decide where it goes next.
Is there a number in there as to how many?
We took a very, I think we took a good tack. We said if it's someone who lives in Shandaken, who lives in the house, and they want to do Airbnb while living there, we're not recommending any restrictions. However, if somebody wants to rent a house that doesn't live in that house, we're recommending that be capped at, I think, 10% of the housing stock at any given time.
Okay, I made a chart here, maybe it's not doing anything. What I have is, I looked up Woodstock and Shandaken, and I have the number of single-family homes. So, Woodstock has 2,800 single-family homes. They just reduced their number from 340 to 280, which is 10%. Coincidentally, maybe not. Shandaken has 1,600 single-family homes, and that list of the STRs that I've seen, it was a while ago, was 167, and that's 10%. So whether 10% is good or bad, or too many or too
But that might include homes that are occupied by the owner who's also doing Airbnb.
I didn't separate out.
Right. Now that's the key. We're saying if you're an absentee landlord, there shouldn't be more than 10% of those, of the whole stock of housing. If you live in the house and you have a guest cottage, a room, a basement, an attic that you want an Airbnb, we're suggesting no restrictions, because the person lives in the house, they're part of our community, they're your neighbor.
Now I included Hurley because it's almost the size of Woodstock, and Olive, which is about the size of Shandaken. I think Hurley has a draft law, but it doesn't have a number. I think they say the number is up to the town board.
Yeah, we recommended a number because we felt that would be a way of maintaining community character. And we also said that we shouldn't put a limit on people who live in the house and want to rent part of the house because they have property rights. They're entitled to earn an income from their property. And if they're living there, we think, well, they're preserving the community. They're there.
But the thing that struck me when Woodstock cut it from 340 to 280, they reduced it by 60. Now, where are those people going to go? And is that good or bad? You know, it's sort of like a price war.
Is
If
it
we cut down our
Yeah.
number, they'll go to Olive, and is that?
Or is it enforced? That's the first question, who enforces? And then the second question is, well, maybe they go for special use permit. I think any town, even if you have an STR regulation, there's still a process of special permit. A person could do that. But one thing we determined was that Shandaken was not Woodstock. We felt very strongly about that.
Are the people who do have Airbnbs in your proposal to Rob, are they going to pay a fee to you to have
Oh, yeah.
an Airbnb?
Well, we're recommending that this should be taken out of the plan review and plan approval head. Change zoning so that it's an approved use and make it a matter of licensing. So everybody has to pay a fee.
To us,
To the town,
To
yeah.
the town.
not
Yeah.
this bed tax to the county.
Well, that they'll have to pay.
That's a different thing, but we want the town should collect the fee.
And that would be yearly, on a yearly basis?
Yes, that's what I recall.
And we don't have to have a special permit review for every Airbnb.
Precisely.
CR.
Well, it's my opinion that the draft report will go to the planning board for review first. And then you can make recommendations, changes, and then refer it to the town board with your determination. And I also objected to the idea of circumventing the town zoning codes and going through the planning board for each one of the applications. And the SDR committee decided that that was going to be too difficult for the planning board to process. But all of these applications could have applied for special use permits some time ago. They could have applied 2 years ago for a special use permit for an apartment. So I felt, I didn't agree with the final determination of the SDR committee because I think the planning board should be involved in the process. And it may have to go for a special hearing when you determine what the process should be. And you make a report to the town board, and then the town board will have to go through the same process, do a public hearing, and then vote on it, get public opinion on it. And in my conversations with Rob, that was always the case 2 years ago when we started the first committee. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. But if we can get back to the branches,
Yeah.
make a decision on that, get a variance because they're going to use it for both guests and also they want to open the restaurant to the
Right.
public. So there is some wiggle room in that the restaurant's not always going to be full and the hotel's not always going to be full. So that's the ZBA's determination.
And isn't there the potential for some off-peak sharing that if this is corporate events, they may be busy Monday through Friday with the hotel and empty on the weekends? And most folks don't want to spend the weekend with people they work with. Those corporate events tend to be weekday things, often, Tuesday through Thursday. So it could be that come the weekend, the hotel's pretty empty and then just restaurant business.
I know early on, we had asked them to sort of show that to justify an argument for lesser parking.
That's his long-term plan, to go to corporate. It's going to be set up for that.
So I guess we'll wait for the ZBA to,
But you could, I mean, at this point, they could,
they could be working
Well, yes,
inside.
how I
yeah.
feel, they could apply for a building
yeah,
permit.
if
Yes.
if they would like to do that.
If they want to work inside and the footprint isn't changing, I
Yeah,
don't see
I
a
have no
problem with that.
Okay. I'll convey that to him.
Everyone's been on a pause for a long time.
I thought that they were just going ahead and doing the work during all this.
I'm sorry, John.
I said I thought that most of the work going ahead and doing the work, like the Alpine Inn, they were doing the work
Yeah.
while we were on the
Yeah, they
course.
were renovating
What's gonna happen if time
buildings.
goes on and this thing, if it stays in effect? You're gonna have half the occupancy in these restaurants.
That's,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about
But as it stands now, we're still
What?
approving.
we were looking to relocate before this happened. It's really complicated everything, but you know, we have, you know, we're negotiating a lease that says, as the state, it's a force majeure event. If the state says you can't have 100% of your seats, whatever percentage that is, we want to have a corresponding cut in the rent. This food service, I don't have to tell you, it's too thin a margin, and we do just ice cream.
Yes, yes.
And we make it ourselves, so it's an expensive artisanal process. So this is not good for anybody in food service and restaurants. And how big is that for our community up here?
Right, it's
Right.
a lot of the business.
Yeah.
I just realized as we were talking, it just dawned on me that would actually change our occupancy laws and things like that as well. You know, in our zoning, you know.
Yes.
But as Sam just said, right now, it's an important distinction, they're basing all the reduced occupancy on percentages. So
Yes.
we don't actually want to lower anything ahead of time because.
No, I'm not saying to do
further.
anything, but I'm just saying.
If this continues.
It might, yeah, but for the long, short term.
Here's the chart, I didn't, just an update.
Yeah, I'll take
What
And
about
then- And then
that?
there's public opinion. I remember the last, I think it was probably the St. Patrick's weekend, we went to dinner at Peekaboo's, we had a couple of family visited, but nobody really felt into it. You know, when a restaurant's half empty, you don't get a buzz, you don't get a buy, and then you're looking around saying, is this meal gonna kill me? Literally gonna kill me?
I think it's self-limiting right now, right? Whether
It is
you're
very
allowed to
much.
Or not.
At least here.
Yeah, I think that's, well, New York State.
Howie, did you hear anything from the people on the Plank Road at Mage Farm?
Yes, whole complete application plans. I have them upstairs.
We'll see them at the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Whatever happened to the two young ladies that were over in the restaurant?
Dale.
Yeah, to my knowledge, we didn't put a limit on when they could have to do it before they have to reapply, but for them, it was a long-term plan.
My understanding is they are gonna go ahead, but they're probably gonna scale back and ramp up, given what's happened.
You don't have to start.
Yeah.
Kind of a blessing that we can get started before.
And they had a very small thing going anyway. They were like,
Yeah.
only a few tables, and that's kind of, I mean,
Yeah, they had a restaurant in Brooklyn that had like 8 seats or 8 tables, something like that. But we haven't heard anything from them since the last meeting. Firelight Campsite, they were wanting to come tonight to move forward, but I told them that it was just their public hearings tonight, so they're ready to move ahead.
Is Uncle Pete's operating this year until they get started? Not operating.
Did those people buy that, too?
have your folder.
The ones that came here?
You know, I only heard from their engineer, Alan Dumas, about a month ago or 2 months ago, and then the meetings were canceled.
Do you want the senior staff to do that?
Sure.
Can I get into a tree?
I think in the future, I'm gonna make people
Oh, okay.
aware that
You got the DEP?
they can give a small cost.
Yeah, he got it.
There's only one copy of that.
So, yeah, I'm looking at you.
Now, are we back on a regular schedule?
It's in my folder, and she took
Yes.
it.
Oh, so July 8th is our next
Nicely
meeting.
played, Terry.
Sorry, Carrie.
July 15th,
Not the
July
8th?
15th.
it's the 15th, right?
The 1st is a Wednesday.
So it'll be the 8th then?
It's 2 weeks from that.
I think it's the 8th then.
Oh, no, it could be
July 15th.
15th.
That's the third Wednesday of the month.
Oh,
I thought
but
we
you're
met on the
saying
2nd.
July 1st is the first Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the 8th is our meeting, right?
That's not what's on the schedule.
We put the 15th on the schedule.
So that's what's on the schedule.
This is what we did, this is what we did last time, and last time it was my fault.
And the
So I'll keep it
answer
quiet.
is, what day? do we meet?
Well, the questions are what day and how do we do the next meeting?
I've heard 3 different dates.
The same way we did this.
Are you guys okay with?
I'm okay with the
this?
15th
Yeah.
if you want to do the 15th.
But I mean, as far as like this whole format, like
Yeah, we'll leave it at 15th.
Okay.
in person,
Sitting like this and have one at a time? Seem to work.
Yeah, it'll be a regular meeting. So do we,
Keep on knowing the phone don't work, because they can't even recognize me. That's how the
oh, you got the
last one.
facial thing?
Yeah.
So we have it on the schedule as the 15th,
Yes.
and the ZBA is,
The 22nd.
The weekend.
and then
And then we have our
29.
and then we're the
29th.
29th. Okay,
for
And
the
this is-
workshop. That's what's on my
that's fine then.
calendar, because I set it for the whole year.
This is the last Wednesday of June.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, June's 30 days.
July 1st is next Wednesday.
Okay. So this is the last Wednesday.
Right.
So we're going back onto a regular schedule?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and in August, we have the 12th and the 26th.
So I think, if anyone have any more questions, anything else to discuss? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're down to 6 members now,
Yes.
waiting for what?
You know, we already got a half a year in. We might as well just stay like that till the beginning of the year.
That was my question. Somebody had asked me, are we gonna vote on Vivian, or are we just gonna stay like this, or?
I think we should just stay like this till the end of the year. In October, the next I don't know who's the next person up. Anybody know?
The state's not changing anything. I have 2 major variances that are in front of the Syracuse Review Board. They were supposed to be last Friday, but the governor declared Juneteenth a holiday. And we'll do it this Friday, but it's all gonna be done remotely with WebEx, dial-in. There's millions of dollars at stake here.
I'm just wondering who's the next person on the board who's up the end of this year.
Were you guys going to be one next week?
Oh, it was Don Lower.
Yeah, Don was after me. Mine was this year, and then Don's next year. Yeah, so it was a 1 year, that's what it was, it was a 1 year. That's why we're saying just wait a year.
It's a 1 year.
It was a 1 year. It was just the extension of Don's term.
And then we'll meet you again in
Yes.
October.
I'm sure. And anyway, Joyce tells me.
Works for me.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, sure.
Enjoy Independence Day.
Happy 4th, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so we'll just wait till
Okay.
the end of the year.
Thank you, Ellen.
And then we'll put the ad out in October.
Well, she had some violations or something anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know what was.
Yeah, we told her to go to
Oh, that's right,
the
Vivian.
DA and get, you know,
Whoops.
get it straightened out. You know, like that.